Hey, what's up, friends and family, YouTube? I am just preparing the IS300 for the brake line install, or ABS delete install. I'm gonna turn the camera around here and show you what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna leave it overnight. I'm gonna disconnect the two front lines and just let them drip and drain the reservoir and what I can in a line so I'm not getting it on the paint. And I initially went in there gung-ho trying to crack them. It didn't crack very nicely, so I actually blasted it with some PB blaster, let it sit for about an hour, and they cracked. So if you're having trouble, just let it soak for a bit and try it out. Hey, homies. So also use a proper wrench for the application. If you don't, you run the risk of stripping the crap out of that bolt. See, this has just a cutout, so there's still a lot of surface area that the wrench is grabbing versus a normal box end wrench, right? So just loosening like so. These probably haven't been undone for 200,000 kilometers or so. I just rhymed. That was awesome. Oh, look at the brake fluid. Oh, she coming out and disgusting. Ew. As Jimmy Fallon would say, ew. That is grody. Huh. Filth, man, filth. It's important you don't get brake fluid on any painted surfaces because it will strip the paint. That looks better than what it did when it first came out. Now, I'm just going to bend it and leave it like that. So let's go to the other side. All right, guys. So as fate would have it, this side is not budging at all. So thankfully, I got some nice stainless steel Stop Tech front brake lines on the way. So I can actually detach it from here and just let it drip that way. And take that retainer clip out and yeah, just get it out of the way. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, it was a bit messier. It's a 14 mil. And you just take it out of the caliper there. And that's what you're with. That's what you get. So I'm just going to let it drain like that overnight. Call it a day. I'm probably going to bust open both of these. Just to get the air or all the old fluid out of the calipers. And yeah, because I got new fluid on the way and new brake lines for the front. So the calipers are draining right now. Before I wanted to finish this job and go forth with the job, I wanted to make sure that the nipples would come out of here okay, because these brakes probably have a lot of kilometers on them. And yeah, I've seen them, it came out of this spot right here, and I've seen them actually crack this housing or totally, like, you know, cross thread just because they're old and rusty. And if that was going to happen, I was just going to replace the calipers. So they seem to be fine. I never really have issues with Toyotas, but you never know. Now, these are really gross and gunky here. So I'm going to be cleaning them out. I'm going to soak them in a solution. And then I will be cleaning them all up and making them nice again. So yeah, before you finish the job, make sure these can come out because you're going to have to bleed the brakes somehow, right? So everything is going smooth. This one's going faster because it's obviously closer to the master. And I'm going to yank this clip out here and then wait for the new parts to arrive to finish the job. But tomorrow, Tyler and I will be redoing these hard lines with the Chase base kit. So stay tuned. Before I shut her down for tonight, I just want to show you guys the flare nut wrench set I got. It's a really good one. Tecton Got this off Amazon, I believe, for a good price. If I can find it again, I'll link it for you guys down in the description. One more thing. I'm going to spray all the connectors on the booster just to soak overnight. That way it'll be easier to break in the morning. All right, y'all. Good morning. I just wanted to show you what I did with these guys. These were totally clogged with crap. So the next brake job that the IS300 would have had, we wouldn't have been able to bleed these at all. The bleeder screws were just gross, just full of crud. And you can see I cleaned them out. So what I did is I put them in this cap here, and I put some like xylene, that stuff right there, let them soak overnight. It didn't do the full job, but it sure helped. I then had to get my brush, and what I did is I just put these guys, just a bristle or two in there, and just jabbed it and loosened up all the dirt. And then I would blast it with my air, and then I would blast it with some WD-40 and just rinse and repeat. And finally, they are clear of all the debris. And how I know that is because I put the nozzle from the WD-40 in here, and it sprays out beautifully in both of them. So if you have clogged bleeder screws and you don't really feel like buying new ones just because of logistics and convenience, this one's pretty corroded though, like honestly. I'm sure it'll still seal and everything will be fine. But if not, we'll find out. That's a chance I'm willing to take. I do have a new set of these, I think, downstairs in the basement on, not a new set, but way less kilometers. This one's okay. But this one's a little more corroded than the other one. But they're cleaned up. I'm going to clean up the threads a little bit more and then throw them in. We're going to get started on the ABS delete. All right, so at the union down, I'll show you guys. You need two tools. You need the 14. A longer one's better because you got to hold the union still while you crack it with your flare nut wrench. This is very important. If I didn't have this, I probably would have stripped the bolts. So if you guys are going to attempt this, you know, sometimes you can get away with an open-end box wrench, but in this case, the flare nut wrench is a must. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So there's the union right there. And the big body, I just got brake fluid on my phone. But the big body there, you hold it with a 14 mil wrench, and then you crack the nuts up top. And I'm just gonna let her drain slowly but surely. And that's what you connect the chase bays lines to. So just the waiting game now. All right, so now I'm gonna be taking off all the clips that hold all the lines to the firewall. So that one down there looks like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be doable, but it's gonna be a pain. And then we got this one here, and I think that's all. But like, look at all that. It's gonna clean up all of that, and then this. So excited. That bolt is definitely the worst part of this whole swap, but it's almost off, and it will not let me do my fingers. I have to use the wrench because it has a bunch of gunk on it. But not only will this clean up the engine bay real nice, but it'll allow me to have the room I need to service anything on the twin turbo side, right? Like all of this, all of these lines, this rat's nest up here will be gone. I can't wait to show you guys. All right, so I unplugged the unit. I got all the mounts off the firewall. I had to untangle some stuff here, untangle some stuff up there. We should be like 99% there. I just want to remind you guys, this is not a how-to video. I'm just showing you a rough idea of exactly what I'm doing, just so you get an idea. I watched videos on YouTube before tackling this, did some research. You should too. Chase bays did not come with instructions, so it's good to do as much due diligence as you possibly can, learn some tips and tricks, like soaking everything. That helped me. That was not mentioned in the video that I watched, but you guys should consider doing it, as it did help me immensely. Also, my brake fluid was puking out of here. It was disgusting. This whole platform was black. So, needless to say, it needed done. So yeah, let's continue. All right, guys. So we got everything out really good, and then we found we were having a restriction. So if you could see, get this done and out of the way before, but I have a 2Jzgte, so I don't know if this provides any more resistance than the non-turbo that comes in the Lexus. But you can see the union, not the union, but there's a plastic clip up there. You can barely see it. You have to unbolt that from the chassis or wreck that plastic clip, and it's really hard to wreck, or cut the line. So we opted just to unbolt it, make everything nice and easy, and that's what we did. It took 2 people because I had to be down here with a pry bar pulling it out while Tyler was up top with a really long ratchet and a 10 mil, and we had to basically hold the ratchet so he could, you know, loosen it essentially. So just be aware of that. That is the worst bolt out of this. Yeah,
50,000 clicks.
Exactly. So just be ready, and you may have to have 2 people. All right, y'all. There she is. We took it off in one piece, which I honestly was a little skeptical about. But like, look at all this room. Like, I have literal room back here to work on something if it goes. Like, if a vac line goes, I now have, oh, you can't even see because the camera won't fit back there, but I now have access, like, right here. I got access to the heater hoses if they go. Like, the room. It's just awesome. Amazing. I now have access to change this. Or to get at the rear bolt back here. Like, it's awesome. I recommend anyone, especially if you have a GTE in your IS300, to do the Chase Bays ABS delete kit. We're gonna go check out some tool sales, and then we'll be back and we're gonna install the new stuff. All right, guys, so this is what comes in the Chase Bays kit. Got the lines, you got the fittings, and then you got the proportioning valve here, and then you got the long line that stretches all along. So I'm gonna take a picture of this QR code for the instructions, or try to, and I don't even know if it is. It looks, I'm assuming it is, but let's give it a try. So I'm gonna start showing you everything from down here. So there's the Y connector basically, and it's looks like an ANT. I went on the instructions, couldn't really find much, just found pictures, and I just put it together the way the picture showed me. So I'm gonna have to zip tie it away from the steering shaft there, which shouldn't be an issue. I just don't like using zip ties for this, but there's nothing moving other than the steering shaft, so I'm probably just gonna zip it to the zip tie it to the transmission dipstick here, and we should be okay. But super nice kit. Everything goes together so nice and easy. All right, y'all, she is done. I just got to do a bunch of cleanup again, but look at that. The ABS is gone, and we don't see a wall of black hard lines. Not only that, but look at the room I have. I might just be able to take the twin turbos off now. Still doubt it, but I'm about an inch closer. And down here, we don't have a box. I can fit a proper intake on it. Things are going so good. I highly recommend the Chase Bays kit. It was a easy bolt-on affair. The hardest part was getting that bolt way down there. We needed 2 people, and just finicking with the stock ABS system to just wiggle it out of the car, basically. And of course, we reused the rubber grommets that go into the wheel well, as you can see there. So yeah, super happy. I'm gonna leave the proportioning valve exactly how it is. That's kind of what people are saying. So I'm gonna do that, and then I just gotta clean up that wall now that it's actually, you know, potentially something to look at and be nice. The one thing, I just wish this line here was a little shorter, and I think it would be just perfect. I might be able to play with it. You guys with the manual IS300s, man, you guys are lucky, because I still have to deal with this automatic dipstick and everything. But I don't know what to do. I bet you if I had a larger you know, wire, I can't think right now, but we'll call it a wire holder, I might be able to wrap everything up in there. So maybe I'll just buy that and hang that up there. But either way, it's fine where it is. It's just I'm being a perfectionist. Right? Right. But yeah, super stoked. Look at how pretty it is. I'm going to move on now to the Chase Bays power steering reservoir kit. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You kind of get an idea what you're going to get into with this. And that was my goal. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out the channel. Stay tuned for this project. And subscribe. All right, everybody. Peace. I didn't want to make a separate video just because it didn't really take that much time. But I mocked up, it's pretty much set up, the power steering reservoir kit from Chase Bays. And that's the clearance I have. I could make it a little better. I'm probably going to just shave down this hose here. And just make it nicer so the fitting isn't touching the AN line. And there's what it looks like on the power steering. So just to confirm, I do not have the pressurized return lines on here. This is the factory one just because it has the factory cooler on it. So I'm just running a AN to barb for the hose. But look at that, it's looking so good. And then over here, we just cleaned up this. Like, look at that, look at all that room. I tucked the wires down into here. And then the intake can be, I can run any intake I want now, which is nice. And yeah, like it's looking really good. We're gonna clean it up. I got some new coil packs on the way with some performance wires. And this thing should be banging pretty soon here. And then we gotta run the fuel. And it's pretty much done. So check it out, looks good.